Hello yogis, welcome to this 20-minute Hatha flow. We'll begin today's class in a seated position, find a long spine, and then begin to take some shoulder rolls, moving your shoulders up and towards your ears and then dropping them back and down your spine. Just do a few in each direction. On the inhale, we're bringing those shoulders up towards the ears, and on the exhale, we're letting them fall back and down. And then reversing the direction when you feel ready. Nice and slow, mindful movements here to warm up the body. Take one more shoulder roll, and then we'll just begin to do some big neck rolls. Nice and slow, seeing if you could connect each ear with each shoulder, chin to chest. Moving with the inhales and exhales here, staying mindful and present with every movement. Take one more in your final direction. And then find a static seated position, again lengthening that spine. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bring hands to touch at heart center for Anjali Mudra. We'll bring ourselves to our intention for class today. My intention today is just simply, I am happy. I invite you to join me with this intention. I am happy. And your next inhale, sweep your arms overhead, flutter your eyes open. Exhale, cactus your arms, draw your shoulder blades to touch. On the inhale, we're going to open our heart to the sky, and exhale, round our spine, touch our hands together. So inhale, cactus, open the heart. Exhale, bring the hands to touch around the spine. Keep flowing with your breath here through these cat-cow-like movements with cactus arms. Just a few more at your own pace. Take one more here. Then meet back in that neutral spine and seated position. Bring your left hand to the outside of your left hip. Inhale, sweep the right arm overhead for a nice long side body stretch, keeping both hip bones grounded into the earth. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale, take it over to the other side. Left arm reaches overhead, keeping those sit bones grounded. You could come down into your forearm or stay up on your hand, whatever feels best for you. Inhale, rise back up to center, and then we're just going to gently flow from the left to the right. Moving with the breath, the inhale takes you through center, and the exhale takes you over to the side stretch. Just flow at your own pace here for a few more. Nice, gentle, present movements. One more, and then we'll meet in seated position. We'll inhale to sweep those arms back overhead. Exhale to take a twist, bringing your right arm to the outside of your left knee. And that left hand kickstands behind you. Inhale to find a long spine. Exhale to twist deeper. One more breath here. Then inhale, move through center and switch it out. Left arm reaches across for the outside of the right knee. Right hand kickstands behind you. Again, inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Hold for one more breath here. Inhale back through center. Let your hands drop by your side. We're just going to find butterfly legs, drawing the soles of the feet to touch. Baddha Konasana. Inhale, find a long spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, keeping your spine flat. Then when you've hit your edge, you can go ahead and round down. let your neck hang heavy. Just hold here. Bring yourself back to that intention. I am happy. Remembering that happiness comes from within, and yoga can help us find that happiness, tap into that power. Inhale, round all the way back up to seated position. In the exhale, we're going to fold forward with a flat spine, and then inhale, flow up, rounding through each vertebrae. So keep moving with your own breath. As you inhale to fold forward, keeping your spine straight. Once you've hit your edge, you can round through that spine, bring yourself back to center. We'll take one more here, and then meet in a seated position. Go ahead and extend your right leg long, keeping your left where it is. Take a one-legged forward fold here. So inhale, sweep both arms high. Pivot to face your torso over that front leg. And then exhale to fold. Release into this stretch here. Breathing deep into your abdomen. Sealing your lips and exhaling through your nose. Happiness only comes from within. Things that we think bring us happiness, external things. This is just attachment to feelings. But long-term sustainable happiness can only come from ourselves. Inhale, begin to rise back up. Plant your left hand outside of your left glute on the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm overhead, finding modified wild thing. And then slowly begin to come back down to a seat. And we'll switch out our legs here. Extending that left leg long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, repeating those words, I am happy, as you release deeper into this stretch. Maybe think of something that brings you happiness and hold on to that feeling. Using these external things to remind us of how we can feel whenever we want is a helpful tool. Go ahead and rise back up to seated. Plant your right hand outside your right glute. Inhale, sweep the left arm overhead. Send the hips high. Modified wild thing. It's a mouthful. One more breath and then bring it back down. Slowly begin to transition into downward facing dog. Sending your hips high. Pressing through your hands. And as you are ready, begin to pedal into one knee and then the other. Walking your dog, stretching through the backside of your legs. Your next breath, just find a static down dog. And inhale to sweep your left leg high. Exhale, step it to the outside of your left hand. Go ahead and drop your back knee and find your variation of lizard's pose or runner's lunge. I like to walk my toes out at a 45-degree angle from the mat, maybe coming onto that knife edge of my left foot, and then dropping to my elbows. You are also welcome to stay up on your hands if that feels good for you. If you drop to your elbows, just make your way back up onto your palms. And then inhale to send those left fingertips up to the sky. Draw your right heel towards your glute and see if you can reach back for a quad stretch here in runner's lunge. If not, just stay in that twist with your left fingertips reaching towards the sky. Go ahead and release that quad stretch if you took it. Sweep that arm back around to the top of your mat and send your hips back for half splits. You can keep a bend in your straightened extended leg if you'd like. Inhale to come forward, rebend that front knee. Exhale, step it back into downward facing dog. Again, pedal it out. Maybe making deeper twisting motions as you drive your knee across your body. Get into those outer glutes and hips a little bit. Then we'll find a static down dog. Inhale, sweep the right heel high. Exhale, step it into runner's lunge. Drop the back knee and take your variation of lizard's pose or runner's lunge, whatever you would like to call it. Just finding some release in this posture, whatever that may look like for you. On your next breath, find your palms connected with the mat. Inhale to sweep that right arm high. Exhale, reach your back for the quad stretch, drawing that heel to the glute, or just staying in that open arm twist here. Release the quad stretch and send your hips back for half splits. Breathing deep into your abdomen here. Exhaling out through your nose. Inhale back through runner's lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for one breath, and then make your way into child's pose, drawing your knees wide and big toes to touch. Arms extended, straight out in front of you. Send your hips towards your heels. Really find length in your spine. Draw your attention to someone or something that makes you genuinely happy. And just see what feelings arise as you think of that person or that thing. Inhale to move through tabletop and then down to our bellies and our forearms for Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet make contact with the mat. Just lift your heart as you press into your forearms. Still feeling whatever emotions got brought up. And just realizing you can tap into these emotions, this pure happiness, whenever you would like, because it is always in you. You don't need that person or that thing to be there and present to feel these feelings of happiness. Press into your hands, tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left heel high, three-legged dog. exhale, parallel your shin to the top of your mat, coming into pigeon. Take a look over your shoulder and make sure that right leg is going straight back behind you. And then you can put your pigeon to rest by coming down onto your forearms or chest, or staying up on your hands. Always an option to put a block or a pillow underneath your hip to make this posture more accessible for you. Inhale, rise back up onto your hands. Exhale, send that heel high, and then draw your heel towards your glutes for a little bit of a hip opener, counter pose here. Then back to downward facing dog. We'll switch it out. Inhale the right heel high. Exhale, parallel the right shin to the top of your mat. Taking a look over your shoulder to make sure that left leg is straight back behind you. And then putting your pigeon to rest. Still tapping into those emotions of happiness, or repeating to yourself the affirmation, I am happy. Begin to make your way out of pigeon by rising back up onto your hands, tucking the back toes and sending your leg high for that counter stretch, heel to glute, and then back through downward facing dog. As you are ready, you can make your way into a seated position, stepping your feet through, sitting back on your sit bones. And then lowering to the mat one vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly here, in complete control. Feet are planted firmly on the mat, knees to the sky, and just take your knees towards the left side, and windshield wiper them to the right. Keeping your low back grounded in the mat, just let your legs fall back and forth between the right and left. This nice windshield wiper motion. Winding down our class here, releasing into our mats any negative emotions that we may have held throughout the day, throughout the week. And drawing your knees in towards your rib cage, reach for outsides of your shins or feet. Find happy baby pose, drawing your knees towards the mat and just rocking from side to side, massaging our low backs. Feel free to straighten into one leg and the other. One more breath here. And we'll draw it all into one little ball. Try to meet the forehead to the knees. And then exhale, let it all go. Release into your final posture of class, Shavasana, or corpse pose. Letting go of anything that is inching its way into your mind, hanging on to your thoughts, consuming your energy. Just surrender into the earth. Feeling grateful for your practice today and for all the wonderful things in life that make you happy, that make you feel a glimpse of samadhi, enlightenment. I'm grateful to know that you can find those feelings within you whenever you may need to tap into them. Thank you for joining me for today's Hatha yoga class. I am so grateful for you. I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana for as long as you may like. Namaste.